A senior executive walks into your office and says, I'm leaving. In the next 90 days, you're going to lose 95% of what they actually know. And no one in the room even knows it yet. HR books an exit interview, 45 minutes. They ask about process, who hands what off to who, the transition checklist. That conversation captures maybe 5% of what is in that person's head. And the rest, the competitive stuff they've been tracking, the clients they manage by field, the numbers they never trust at face value, the person who looks like they're going to quit next quarter but you don't know about it, all of it walks out with them. And you don't even know what you lost. Because here's the thing that no one talks about. The most valuable information in your company is not in a system. It's in about 5 or 6 heads. And if you're waiting on an exit interview to capture that, it's too late. There's a fix. It's a structural interview. Not what you think it is. Let me show you. Here's a quick gut check. How are you capturing executive knowledge right now? Whatever you said, here's why it's not working. Exit interviews. They happen too late. 45 minutes with someone whose attention is already on their next gig. The notes get filed and then they never get opened again. You ask departing executives to write down what they know, but the most valuable stuff, they don't even think of it as knowledge. It's just how they think. They literally can't see it to write it down. Knowledge management platforms. Most of them are warehouses. They hold what people choose to put in them, and nobody puts the good stuff in. See the pattern? Tacit knowledge never gets volunteered. You have to pull it out. Here's how you pull it out. This is what works. A structured interview, not a chat, not a checklist, a real conversation with a real plan. 3 things make this work. 1, ask about specific moments, not big abstract ideas. Stuff like, walk me through the last time that you went against the room and you were right. 2, shut up. Listen. Don't be drafting your next question. Probe what they actually said. 3, do it now, today, not when they're leaving, when they are at peak engagement. And every executive's brain has 5 buckets of knowledge worth capturing. The competition they track in their head, the way the company actually runs versus the organizational chart, the relationships no one else can see, the financials they never trust at face value, and all the people stuff. Who really runs things? Who's about to leave? What does the culture reward that no one really wants to admit to? I'll give you the exact questions in just a second, including the ones that scare people. These are the questions, the ones that get past the polished answer and pull out what's really in there. Competition. If you were our biggest competitor's CEO, what would you do to beat us in the next 18 months? That question alone is worth the whole interview. Then talk about operations. What would you tell my next hire on day 1 that would take them 3 years to figure out on their own? Then relationships. Which of our outside relationships are strong because of you? Not because of the company, but because of you. And how do we transition that from you back to us? Money. If you were a short seller looking for the soft spot in our financials, where would you look first? And then ask about people. Who's the person most likely to leave in the next 18 months? And why? So what you do is you ask those 5. Then you shut up. You listen. And then there's one more thing you have to do or it's all wasted. And this is where most companies blow it. They'll do an interview. They get 3 hours of gold, and then it sits in a folder that no one ever opens again. A transcript isn't an asset. A folder isn't an asset. It only becomes an asset when you can actually use it later on. That means someone pulls the gold out of the conversation and tags it by topic, by person, by risk, and it goes into a system your people can actually query. 2 years from now, someone asks, what did our old CSO know about that competitor? And they get an answer in 5 seconds. Not, let me search through the drive when I get time. That is what we built at Simple Genius. We're an enterprise intelligence platform. The interviews are the input. The system is what makes them an asset. Don't wait for a resignation. Run these interviews now while your best people are still sitting in their seats. Once a year with every senior leader, then a departure becomes a transition, not a heart attack, not an opportunity to panic.